What's up, you guys? It's Rob here. I just want to take a quick second and say that you guys are absolutely awesome. I didn't upload any content yesterday. I had to take a little bit of a mental day, and some of you guys reached out to me over Twitter, and it really warms my heart that some of you guys just wanted to check in and just make sure that I'm doing okay. So honestly, thank you guys so much. The ape community is a beautiful community, and I'm happy to be an ape. But let's get back to business, guys. Let's talk about AMC, because AMC has a huge day coming up tomorrow. It is quad witching day, which means quarterly options are expiring, monthly options are expiring. It is the end of the quarter also, so we can expect a lot of volatility that is going on tomorrow. But let's take a look at the charts. Let's take a look at the short interest in Ortex. We'll take a look at Stocko Tracker to get an idea of the options chain, and then we'll take a look at two Ortex tweets that are good, relevant tidbits of information for going into tomorrow. But before we do that, drop a like down on this video, hit that subscribe button, make sure that you ring that bell for the YouTube algorithm. It really does help this video get out to more and more people. And each like that we get on this video, we can get it out to another ape. And the more apes that we can inform, in my personal opinion, the stronger that we are together. But let's dive into the chart and take a look at this chart here. So I want to talk about the pre-market first, and then we'll talk about the day. So the pre-market, we did see AMC dip all the way down to $51.62. And personally, this is just my opinion. It's a combination of what happened yesterday with the FOMC meeting, talking about inflation and the market really just being on edge. And then we definitely did see some shorts step in and really just try to push the stock down because they're trying to drive fear into us and get our emotions going, guys. And I wouldn't be surprised if we do ultimately see this tomorrow, because there is a lot on the line tomorrow. But taking a look at the day, we did open at $54, so we did open between that 53 and a quarter channel and that $62 channel, which is really nice to see. This has definitely been a channel that we've been respecting and trading in for the past couple of days, which is really nice. We did get a couple of brief periods of consolidation here. We got one, and then the one that I really like the most is the one that's up here, right here during our high of the day of $63.83. Really, these are about the two periods of consolidation that I can point out, and that's really about it. We were definitely very volatile today. We did a good job here of testing $60. We broke through it on really the second attempt. We broke through it and traded in between it for a good period of time before breaking through and testing $63.25. And we got above that, but we've really started to see that $63 is acting as this like level of 63. I'm going to drag this line up actually a little bit. $63.75 is acting like as a level of resistance. And this is personally my opinion, like a line where the shorts don't really want us to cross, because after that it's off to the races for AMC. Just my personal opinion. I don't really have much to back that up, but it really seems like the chart says that once we get past this point, it's $70 and then it tests the all-time high. So, but when we take a look at this, we did drop back down and we did find support at the VWAP, which is incredibly bullish. What the VWAP is the volume weighted average price. So based off of the given volume in a day, it's the average price that a person paid for a share of AMC. And the fact that we found support here on the VWAP in the day is incredibly bullish and shows how bullish that AMC is, guys. We did reclaim $60 and actually tested a couple times here before coming up here and claiming $62 and then seeing once again $63.83 this time, but we were rejected at this point. So this definitely does seem to be a level that the shorts don't want us getting past. At the end of the day, we did end up selling off down below $60. We did find support here at that ascending level support, bounced off of it, tested $60 out a little bit here, flirted around with it, got through it, and then closed at $60.73. The other thing that I want to point out is this downtrend right here, this amount of selling pressure that we see, personally, in my opinion, was the combination of a couple things. Day traders, swing traders, and then the shorts kind of piling in to push the stock down. Because we do know when we take a look at the options chain here at 59 and $60 that there's a lot of calls here that are going to become in the money at this point. So we definitely know that this is going to be a point of contention, probably going into tomorrow too, guys. So But the other thing that I really want to point out is we did an incredibly good job of respecting the VWAP today, traded above it for the majority of the day, which indicates a very bullish momentum within the stock, which is absolutely beautiful to see. The next thing that I want to do is I want to hop out here to the 1 month, 1 hour chart and take a look at this time frame. So AMC, I've been very surprised by it. It has done a wonderful job of respecting technicals. We bounced off of the 200-day moving average back here on the 10th. We did it again on the 11th. And guess what, guys? We did it again today. The fact that we're finding and respecting this ascending level support and bouncing off of this indicator is beautiful to see. It makes me so incredibly happy because that means that we are happy with the price continuing to move up. And if we have to test it, we'll bounce right off of it. And it just shows bullish momentum within the stock. And I'm going to say it, you can take a look here at the MACD and we have a bullish MACD. We also have our RSI sitting at 58. So it definitely shows that the stock has bullish momentum within it. I'm still going to say take these indicators with a grain of salt though. But when you do look at this chart, I mean, it looks incredibly bullish to me. It almost kind of looks like one giant pennant flag. And the next thing that I want to talk about before we hop out to the year-to-date time frame is this $63.75-ish line. Now, this really seems to be the line that is kind of like the point of, I almost want to say the point of no return within AMC is if we get above it, the shorts are just doomed, in my personal opinion. Well, the shorts are already doomed because they're down about 500% on their positions. But they're really trying to do the best that they can to really just put a cap on this movement. And we've been doing a good job of testing that movement. And I think what we really need is we just need a little bit of volume to step in. And if we can get a little bit of volume to step in, maybe about trade 50-ish million more shares in a day, I think we could definitely get above it. But personally tomorrow, what I think is going to happen is we're going to test this ascending level support here during the pre-market. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bounce off of it. And what I'm going to be looking for is a bounce off, respecting that ascending level support, getting through $62 and getting really ultimately through that $63.79 mark. Now, it is entirely possible that we don't get through it and we come back down here and let's say we test out $60. That's personally fine in my personal opinion, but we're getting to the point where I'm going to delete a couple of these lines in here that we're writing this ascending level support and we're ultimately going to have to test the $63.79 level of resistance at some point. We're going to have to do it. If it's not tomorrow, it's not Monday, Tuesday, and then really Wednesday of next week is going to be the point of where we might have to test it if we continue respecting this ascending level of support. So that's just me. And if we don't see a molasses or a gamma squeeze this week, I'm perfectly fine with that, guys. But there's a lot of options on the table. And if we keep all the options that are in the money and maybe even drive more into the money, gamma squeeze is definitely on the table headed into tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday, in my personal opinion. But like I said, looking for a move, we're probably going to see another sell-off or what looks to be a sell-off in the morning because the shorts are going to try to short the stock down to cause panic within us, to cause us to paper hand and ultimately sell. But what I will look for is a bounce off of this ascending level support and then ultimately retesting $60 and trying to get through that $63.75 marker. That is really what I'm going to be looking at tomorrow. Now, the other thing that I want to remind you guys of is when in doubt, zoom out, look at the scoreboard. I use the year-to-date time frame as a scoreboard in my personal opinion. It really does help give us that macroscopic point of view. We are still sitting absolutely fine, guys. If we don't see a gamma squeeze or if we don't see the mother of all short squeezes tomorrow, I'm perfectly fine with that because we are so far up from where we were even 30 days ago, guys. It is insane. So when in doubt, zoom out and just be patient because ultimately the stock market is a device to transfer wealth from the impatient to the patient Thank you, Warren Buffett, for that lovely quote. All right, guys, we are in Ortex now. We have a short interest change of 2.39%. We see that 9.4 million shares were borrowed, 7.33 million shares were returned, positive borrow change of 2.06 million shares. Our average cost to borrow is seen around 2.31%, and our shares on loan is seen at 86.44 million, which is about 17% of our float, and our short interest of free float is seen around 13.32% or 68.12 million shares. Our utilization is starting to creep back upwards. It used to be at 79% 7 days ago. Now it's seen at 87.41%. And what this is ultimately going to do is, as the utilization creeps more towards 100, the cost to borrow fee is going to start going up, because AMC is going to become a very hard stock to borrow because there's no shares that are available to lend out for short positions. Now, when this cost to borrow fee continues to go up, it's going to really start disincentivizing the shorts to take out more positions, because it's going to cost them a lot of money. Speaking about the shorts losing a lot of money, this is an Ortex tweet. Short sellers in AMC are estimated to have lost $4.7 billion so far this year. That is an insane amount of money, guys. And if you take a look here at the year-to-date time frame, you can exactly understand why. It's because if we take a look at the next Ortex tweet, the average age of the short position in AMC is currently 46 days old, indicating that the average price that a short position was entered at was about $10. So if we take a look here and try to find the time that AMC was trading around $10, I'm having to look back at pretty much the middle of May. And let me tell you this, if they bought in at $10 and they shorted the stock at $10, they're down about 500% right now. And I don't know about you, but even when I'm down 10% on a position, I'm freaking out. I'm like, I don't like this. I can't even imagine being down 500%. And you know what they have to do? They have to buy back the stock at the current trading price. They can't buy it back at $10. So they have to pay that $50 difference in the price. And guys, the fact that they have to pay this $50 price tells me that it's beyond logical reasoning and rationalization in their head, and that this is becoming an ego thing for them. And if we continue driving the price of the stock up, guys, and costing them more and more money, eventually somebody's going to come knocking, and they're going to have to do something, and they're going to have a lot of explaining to do. And I'm going to leave it at that. But let's dive in here and take a look at the options chain and Stocko Tracker. We currently have 488,746 calls in the money at $65. And this is a key point in my personal opinion. $65, we add another 32,969 calls in the money. That's going to put us over 500,000 calls in the money, which is going to be about roughly 50-ish million shares if every single person were to exercise that, which is going to cause a lot of the market makers to have to delta hedge. Now, personally, in my personal opinion, a lot of these calls have probably already been hedged for. So the more calls that we can put into the money tomorrow, the more hedging that we will see occur. There's about 2.6 million shares of AMC that are available to borrow short at a 1.2% fee. There's about 16,565 short ETFs that are available to short AMC. The thing that I really want to point out here, in the money calls, out of the money calls, in the money puts, out of the money puts, 488,746 in the money calls, out of the money, 351,906. That's a lot of calls, guys. There is a lot of money in calls this week, and it's far outweighing puts. Let me tell you that. Now, out of the money puts, 785,664 out of the money puts. I can't say that with a straight face because that is a crap ton of puts. There's only 41,842 of them in the money. And we did a very good job today. And I want to pull this up in the options chain. Let's pull up both of these. So at $60, we just put 12,912 puts out of the money at $60 by closing above it. Absolutely phenomenal. And some of these puts, guys, are absolutely stupid. Like, for them to be profitable, there's 16,273 open interest puts at 0.5 cents. So the stock is going to have to get down to like a dime tomorrow for them to be even marginally profitable. So that I'm just looking at the shorts, and I'm just saying this. I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that. Not financial advice, but a lot of people are going to be losing money in short positions tomorrow because this is a lot of out of the money options, and it's just going to go to zero, or if they sell it for $1 or whatever it is. But there's also a lot of calls that are out of the money that if we can put in the money will definitely help us have that gamma squeeze effect going into tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday. $70, 28,331 calls could be put in the money. The next biggest strike is really going to be $100, which is 30,645. And then if I'm just going to say this, by some miraculous miracle, we hit $145 tomorrow, we're going to put another 81,250 calls in the money. I'm going to be the person to say it. I don't think we'll see $145 tomorrow, but if we do, I will gladly eat my words and admit that I'm wrong. But that is a lot of open interest for this week. The other thing that I really want to highlight is July 16th. We're starting to see options continue to move out within the options chain, which is nice to see. That sentiment isn't only just stacked on this week, it is stacked on weeks going ahead. So if we take a look at a couple of these strikes, $70, 31,270, and we had 5,886 of these calls traded today, and they had to go for about $1,600 a pop. That's a lot of money, guys. So there's definitely very bullish sentiment within the stock moving ahead within this options chain. If we also take a look here at the $145 strike, 13,589 calls were traded at this strike today, and the average price of them was about $700, and there's 26,526 of them currently open. This shows that if we don't see a squeeze this week, that's perfectly fine. The interest continues, and the story only continues for AMC. We've been at this for 6 months. We can keep on going, guys, because it's costing us nothing, and it's costing the shorts a lot of money. But really, guys, what I want to leave you with is a picture of this beautiful chart, because this, personally, is my opinion, is the scoreboard, and we're doing a wonderful job. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.